Monterey Jack, the dirty behind unicorn with the dour expressions and cutie mark that looked like cheese, followed behind me as we trudged alongside our captors, walking a broken path that once was a road. My legs were in chains, making walking difficult, and anything more speedy than a trot impossible. My pit bucket had stymied the slaver's efforts to bind to my foreleg, eventually forcing him to chain me above the knee. Had the one the shovel or spear not been holding its point dangerously close to my throat, the other would have gotten a few hoofs to the tender places before their efforts. As it was, they made short work of me. I was not gagged, but Monterey convinced me earlier that unnecessary chatter from the slaves to be would likely result in loss of my tongue. Not that I had much to say to these brutes, anyways, aside from the repertoire of colorful metaphors. I didn't expect that they would answer my questions, even if my tongue would survive asking, and they were being chatty enough with each other to suffice. "I hate that fart," grumbled the earth pony, its spear clenched in his teeth. Well, then, if you would learn to swim, we could take the long way, couldn't we?" suggested the unicorn with a poison sweetness. "Hate for and swifter." By the smell certainly pungent in the others, I guess he hated water in general. "How about you stop complaining, and I'll let you sample one of the slip before we get back to the forest." The leader of the earth their leader, the earth pony named Cracker, with the spiked shoes and cutie mark that looked especially like a whip, or maybe a snake, turned back towards Ontario and I with a filthy smile. I looked away, they laughed. Through their disgusting dialogue, I could hear a liquid sound ahead. It had not like bubbling water or fountain, but closer to the sloshing muck, and something else, a distant sound getting closer. Music, yes, music. A tiny yet a trumpet that's regal. I couldn't put my hooves exactly on what the music it was trying to inspire, but it was brightly out of place. Cracker took a note of expression and took my expression smirked. "You look like you've never heard that before." "Or what? Did you live in a stable? If you're hoping against the cavalry, that ain't it, Billy. It's one of those sprite buttons." The music cut out with a sharp twang. The unicorn slaver shot off, his name is shot off, trotted it ahead a bit, peering down the path ahead, turning back the rest of us and smirked. "I think one of the eradigators got it." Cracker suggested it was in the sun pony's booby trap. The other earth pony suggested a mouthful of spear-mangled mumbling. The unicorn turned forward again, and the glow from his horn illuminated the machine. A metal ball about the size of a fowl's head, floating on four silently flapped wings, hovering silently right in front of his face. No arcane science, this I could tell. It was pure earth pony engineering. Fuck! The sawed-off leaped back, a full pony in length in surprise, and swung his shotgun to bear and fired at the sprite bot. The sound was like metal plate falling from the ceiling, and echoed through the night-darkened hills. Sparks specked the metal ball as it was peppered with scattershot. It let out an electrical whine and darted into the darkness. The unicorn almost took off after it, but Cracker's voice cut the distance between them. "That's enough sawed-off. Save your ammo." "Damn it, hit with..." And they pull for that stealth and shit. It's a flying radio. It's not supposed to sneak up on ponies. My ears are burning from the free flow on crew profanity, but I didn't mind. I was mulling over what I just seen. "Idiot," murmured heard Monterey Jack think beneath his breath. They heard that all the way to Ponyville. Unlike my other slave, I was pleased to have witnessed the unicorn firing his weapon because of how I knew how it worked. What kind of damn fool, Honor grumbled, announces his presence and this close to Raider territory? Ah, so Ponyville is now owned by the Raiders. This ought to be interesting. A river slithered across our path, its waters slipping and oozing along its banks, half stagnant. The water lapped and suckled the supports of a bridge, making wet sounds, and hearing beyond the bridge looked the shattered remains of a pre-war town. The bridge was a maze of barricades, dark shadows of ponies moved about it. Briefly, I have made the mistake of hoping for rescue, but my eyes were drawn to the spiked poles lined with on the bridges, the still rotting heads of the decapitated ponies who adorned two of them. I tasted bile. The sight was horrific. Agger, stay here, Cracker said, and finally putting a name to the spear-wielding slave pony. Or slaver pony. Saw it off. Let's go hear what the toll is this time. Monterey Jack lowered his head and looked balefully towards the bridge. I moved closer to him, following his example and hoping that I positioned myself so Agger couldn't see the faint glow from my horn as I slipped in my screwdriver and bobby pin, and from my stable utility barding. Like all the slavers' equipment, the mechanics of my legs were crude and of low quality. As Cracker and Sawed-Off argued with the bridge ponies, I focused on picking the first lock. I was rewarded with a soft click and it sprung open, releasing my pip-buck foreleg. Egg manacle fell to the ground with a little thump. Huh? Aggie's ear shot up and he moved around to see me. Swiftly, I cut the magic dropping screwdriver and bobby pin into the dirt. Felt the darkness as the slaver couldn't see the change in my chains. Who you fall? Cade growled dangerously, the nasty sharp edge of a shovel hovering inches from my eyes. Blam! Edgy turned abruptly, the spear shovel slashing close to my face as I shrieked. The gunshot from the bridge. It didn't sound like sawed-off shotgun, but the second shot did. I looked at it. Took Kadji a breath to recognize that crossing the bridge had become a bloody affair. Glaring back at us, posture or threatening, he started to say something. I suspect it was warning us to stay put, but I'll never know. His head exploded, showering me with gore. I stood there, eyes wide, shaking with shock. Blood and sticky ran down my forehead and into my left eye, oozing into my coat and mane. In the growing list of things I did not see before the night, the death of another pony ranked the top. Yeah. Where was I? I blinked the blood out of my eyelids. Kadji was dead, and I had Kadji all over me. The urge to throw myself into the river was overwhelming, but I wouldn't get to do it like this. Pushed by something more than determination now, my horn once again glowed, and I began to unlock the rest of my manacles. I speared a glance towards the bridge, seeing Sawed-Off hunkering down beside one of the barricades. They magically pulled the shotgun open, stuffing in more ammo. 2 shots. I realized as one that the Sprite bought and one just now. 2 shots, and then reload. By closing the weapon, he levitated above the barricade and shot blindly into the violent milieu, spraying an already wounded raider or pony with scatter shots. The pony staggered and fell. Unfortunately for Sawed-Off, the raider behind him had a different kind of shotgun, one that was faster and not limited to 2 shots, and fired its slung which tore great holes in the unicorn slaver's body. The moment he looked up to see the result of his effort, I turned away cringing from the nightmare playing out before me, and I focused on the locks. myself and was beginning to free Monterey. You'll probably never be able to pronounce that name right. If you do know how to pronounce it, please type it out phonetically. When two raider ponies trotted off the bridge towards us, stepping over the battle-mutilated corpses of Cracker, Sawed Off, and the raiders it had taken down with them. One of those approaching was a unicorn raider wielding a devastating combat shotgun. The other was an earth pony with a sledgehammer in his teeth. The unicorn was laughing. Not that mean laugh of Joker, but a crazed laugh that sent chills down the back of my neck. Looks like we got ourselves some prizes. The youth pony chortled behind the sledgehammer. The unicorn looked over her easily. The two were somehow even filthier than the slavers. The unicorn bore jagged scars across his face and flank, one of the and tearing to his cutie mark, are several freshly bleeding. The earth pony was hairless and painfully burned all over much of his left side. Both wore barding that looked like ragged and cobbled together. Help us? I suggested weakly. Oh, I'll help myself to you, all right. The unicorn reared up and gave me a kick, her hoof striking hard on my side. Pain exploded and dropped, gasping, rearing up again. She brought her full weight down on me. I huffed. Near me, Monterey, he let out a wet grunt of pain as the earth pony gave him a taste of her sledgehammer, leaving me in a crying huddle. The unicorn also turned her attention to the still chained Morty. In moments, it became clear that they intended to beat and bludgeon him until he was another lifeless corpse, and possibly not stop then. Hold his leg out. I want to shoot his hooves off. Oh, wait, this is a female. Hold his leg out. I'm going to shoot his hooves off. Yeah, whatever. The unicorn raider floated at her combat shotgun a foot from Ori and sprayed his hind legs. The only one had freed from his manacle. I had freed from his manacle. Ignoring the pain. One sec. Hey, kitty. Okay. Sorry about that. And, where are you? Ignoring the pain, I leaped close in the distance and spinning as I gave a fierce back kick. My hooves connected with the shotgun, sending it flying. It clattered onto the bridge beyond. A moment later, I was levitating a shovel spear at the two raider ponies who stood facing me with gleeful expressions. 2 against 1, both of them were experienced fighters. The one with the sledgehammer stepped closer, as if eager to see if hammer beat knife. Monterey was... Stop that. Monterey was on her in an instant, throwing his forelegs over her again, pulling the chain between them across her neck. The sledgehammer fell from her mouth and the raider pony choked. The unicorn turned, surprised by the sudden change in odds. I could have attacked her then, but threatening a pony is much different than actually attacking one. I wasn't sure if I had it in me to slash another pony, to draw her blood, to maim, or possibly kill. The unicorn kicked up the fallen sledgehammer and turned to face me with it. Kicked up. Okay, whatever. Murder in her eyes, and suddenly I found it easy to thrust the shovel spear forward. I was no longer struggling with the follow-through on a threat. This was survival. Self-preservation is instinctual. It clears away to moral hesitations. And while I did not have the fighting skills of my opponents,